Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you the next episode in our potential Echo Fighter tournament, or just Echo Fighter tournament, I suppose, that you guys helped me create. Again, thank you for that. I guess I'm starting to thank you guys a lot at the beginning of these, but hey, I mean it. Thank you for helping me put this together. So, if you haven't seen it real quick, basically, tournament that we kind of put together, just kind of characters that could be Echo Fighters, and then we just kind of vote. Pretty simple tournament style, double elimination. I guess it's now one vote per person, so yeah, just kind of go over two characters from a matchup in the tournament once a day, and go over some pros for the characters, try to make a case for them, and then down in the comments we vote for who we just personally would like better from the two characters in that matchup for the day. So yeah, that's pretty easy. So usually when I start these off, well, pretty much when I do any of these tournaments, there's going to be results, and we have results from Game 5 from last Friday, which was Nintendo taking on Dragon Knight. Now, Dragon Knight, I did notice that when people were talking about Dragon Knight, some people brought up the fact that it would be cool to kind of put Dragon Knight in the game to commemorate Charizard being a standalone character, and that's something I didn't really take into consideration too much, but the more I thought about that, that was actually really cool. It'd be a really cool thing that they would do for the character, especially now that Charizard's back with the Pokemon Trainer, and Charizard was one of my more used characters in Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, simply because he wasn't a part of the Pokemon Trainer. Even back in Brawl, when I used Pokemon Trainer, I mainly went to Charizard, because Charizard's one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon of all time. Absolutely love him. But let's stop reminiscing about my stuff and show you the results. So here it is, right here. Game wasn't even close, to be honest. Nintendo, 77 votes. Dragon Knight, 17 votes. So Nintendo will be moving on. So here, real quick, here's like a quick glimpse of round 2 matchup so far. So we got Ken taking on Masked Man. Dry Bowser taking on Octoling, should be a good one. Black Knight taking on Miss Pac-Man. And now Nintendo has advanced, and we'll find out who Nintendo faces tomorrow with the winner of Celica and Mr. L. So that means Dragon Knight is not out of the tournament, don't get me wrong. Double elimination. So Dragon Knight just goes to the loser bracket. So Dragon Knight will face the loser of tomorrow's matchup. So yeah, Dragon Knight's not done yet, but if gets one more loss, Dragon Knight's done. So yeah, let's move on to today's actual matchup, which is going to be game number 11. Medusa from the Kid Icarus series, and being an Echo Fighter of Palutena, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Pachirisu? I'm going to go Pachirisu. That's how I'm going to try to stick to it. But Pachirisu would be an Echo Fighter Pikachu, and they are the same size. I believe they're both 1 foot 4 inches tall. So, body, frame, hitbox wise, it would make sense at least. I know some people are going to say Raichu still, but that's what I settled on. So I settled on Pachirisu. So let's jump into it, shall we? Let's do this. So up first, Medusa. Like I said, Kid Icarus series, right? One of the more reoccurring characters in the series. One of the main villains. I mean, there's not a lot of entries in the Kid Icarus series, but she did play a role in the most recent one in Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS. No, that was a 3DS. I was thinking it was the DS for a second. I'm pretty sure it was the 3DS. I played it. I should know. But yeah, the controls for that game were really bad on my thumbs. I couldn't play it too much. I didn't even finish the game, honestly. But not about what I finished or what I didn't finish. So Medusa as a character. When Echo Fighters are brought up, Medusa is and has been brought up as a pretty good potential Echo for Palutena. They could be the same, height-wise. She's got the staff, the magic. Everything just kind of seems to fit. And plus, if you want to bring up that heroes versus villains theme that's kind of going on, I guess Kid Icarus does need a villain. Pit 2, Dark Pit, is not a villain. He was like kind of the bad guy for like a chapter in the game, but then he just kind of became like more of like an anti-hero kind of thing. So he's not, Dark Pit's not a villain, But Medusa would definitely fill that spot being the villain from, well, a Sakurai series. So, of course, Sakurai, there might be, some people might say there's going to be bias in there, and he's definitely willing to throw in another Fire Emblem character, even though, well, just Fire Emblem bias in general. But, of course, then series that he worked on, Kid Icarus, because we got Palutena and Dark Pit. A lot of people don't think we need a Dark Pit, but hey, he was filler for the roster, so, I mean, I'll take him, I guess. But, yeah, Medusa is pretty interesting. I honestly think that she's probably one of the more, the less talked about potential Echo fighters. I guess you could even say just fighters in general. She's kind of one of the lesser talked about characters that I actually think has a pretty decent chance going into this. Once Echo fighters became a thing, I really think her chances kind of went up even more. And there was that hint that I covered, what was that, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that, where the voice actress of Medusa was kind of going around doing the same thing that Shulk's voice actor did, going around liking tweets, mentioning Smash Bros. And it's kind of a similar pattern to that. It was a video I did. You could probably find it on my channel. It's pretty easy. You know, next newcomer hinted at, but that's the title of the video. But Medusa definitely has a pretty, I think, legit chance, especially the Echo Fighter route. So let's move on to Medusa's opponent, Pachirisu. That's how I'm saying it, right? I hope so. But so Pachirisu, so electric squirrel thing. Sure, the tail is fluffier, bigger in dimension maybe than Pikachu's tail, but I think just hitbox, the frame of the character, everything is just, you know, it's right. Is Pachirisu one of the more likely Echo fighters? No, not by any means. I wouldn't think so. And I don't, if Pokemon, I mean, we already technically have Pikachu and Pichu. I know Pichu's not an Echo fighter because it damages itself. That's the main difference. But if Pokemon were to get an Echo fighter of any Pokemon, who would it be, honestly? That's a good pick. I mean, would they go with kind of a third Pikachu kind of character? Potentially. Pikachu's like the mascot of Pokemon. Would they kind of do maybe a Greninja one with like Toxicroak maybe? Or do they do something with Charizard? Maybe like a Dragonite or Flygon as an Echo fighter? I don't know. They got maybe Mewtwo potentially. They could do like a Shadow Mewtwo, but Shadow Mewtwo's not really a real Pokemon, so weird topic. But back to Pachirisu. So, I mean, again, you know, dimension-wise, I've already said that, but just makes perfect sense. It all kind of comes together. Moveset-wise, works pretty well. You'd have to get a different Final Smash, but then again, that's what would set apart Pachirisu from Pikachu in terms of, I guess, personality. Just, you know, I mean, Pachirisu, now that I'm looking, look at that. Look at its eyes. It's so adorable. Don't look at his eyes. It draws you in. But, so, yeah, Pachirisu, I think, has an okay chance. Not one that I would say has like a 50% chance. Definitely lower than that. Yeah, Pachirisu. I just can't see. If Pachirisu honestly got into in Smash Bros. In some way, best bet would be a Pokeball Pokemon. I honestly don't see this happening in any way. I think Medusa has way more of a chance than we're actually thinking. So, yeah, my vote in this one is going to be easy. It's going to be for Medusa. Pretty easy for me. I think this one might be... I hate to kind of say it, but this one could be a bit of a blowout. Medusa just seems way more likely for people, at least from what I see. You know, she's talked about. You bring her up, people tend to agree. You know, there's always that category of characters that don't get talked about, but if you bring them up, there's definitely good amount of support for them, but somebody has to bring them up before, you know, somebody talks about him. And I don't just mean, well, I'm going to bring up Skull Kid or Geno or Banjo. Oh, yeah, supports it. No, I mean, like, those are, like, the top tier characters that are talked about, and then you got, like, that lower mid-tier characters that they're just kind of there, and you got to wait for a discussion to happen before, you know, somebody actually takes note of it. So, yeah, that's where I kind of find Medusa in this case. And, yeah, like I said, I'm voting Medusa. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Medusa Pachirisu. Hope I said that correctly again. But yeah, that is all I got for this one. Let me know who you guys got down in the comments. And I guess we'll find out the winner of this one next Friday. So that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as usual. And hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.